On your Friday episode of Locked On Raptors, it's been an emotional week in these parts with Kyle Lowry saying goodbye. And we have some mailbag questions about just that, plus some trade stuff because you guys are freaks.
You are Locked On Raptors, your daily Toronto Raptors podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, what's going on? And welcome to another episode of Locked On Raptors, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. It is Friday, January the 16th, and I'm your host, Sean Woodley. I've been covering the Raptors now for 12 seasons on various platforms. You can follow my work over on Blue Sky. You can find the show on Instagram. You can join us in the Locked On Raptors Discord server. Link in the description of the podcast. 100% free to join. As always, we'd love to see you become part of our listener community over there. It's always a great hang, particularly during games, especially when the Raptors are winning and everyone's happy and having a good time. Come hang out. We'd love to see you. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday. That's tonight from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're off and running here on a Friday mailbag edition of the podcast, and we are joined by the wonderful Katie Heindl from Basketball Feelings, our feelings correspondent. And we got some questions in the mailbag today from the listeners that have a lot to do with feelings, Katie. Kyle Lowry related feelings, Lord of the Rings related feelings, all that stuff. And here, of course, you are. Welcome in. It's lovely to see you. How are you? I already said you were on the show. I almost introduced you a second time because I'm bad at my job. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just thinking about going outside later.
Yeah. We took the boy outside yesterday in a little sled for a good 3-minute sled ride, and he was like, "Get me out of this! I do not want this cold weather on my face." Hey, fair enough.
He's a summer child.
He is a summer child.
I feel it.
Yeah, 100%. He will be wearing shorts in April because, that's just how his dad rolls. And so, Katie, you'll be mad. You can give him a talking to if you'd like when he's of age. We got mailbag questions, Katie. We got stuff about trades regarding Anthony Davis, Domantas Sabonis, yada, yada, yada. LaMelo Ball even though it doesn't seem like he's going anywhere because he's actually kind of playing well right now. We've got questions about Scottie Barnes' status within the annals of Toronto Raptors history. We'll get into all of that and more, but let's start with some Kyle Lowry related fare here, Katie. This one comes in from Matt T asking, which former Raptors would you like to see at Kyle's jersey retirement ceremony? I think we can also use the opportunity here, Katie. If you have any feelings regarding Kyle Lowry's goodbye moment on Monday, feel free to wax poetic. You haven't been on the podcast since this happened. And talking about Kyle Lowry related feelings is kind of one of the through lines of our time doing the show together. And so you have the floor, and then we can pivot into answering the question from Matt.
Well, I feel angry at myself. We've covered that off the air. I feel angry at myself for missing that game.
Could
it be one
baseball
of the
series catch up on you? They're just like, oh yeah, no, this is just it. They're not going to be here again this year. It's crazy.
So that was a bummer. But otherwise, I really loved watching the crowd's reaction. I really loved watching how excited everyone was. Gleeful, almost, I would say. Just everyone in the crowd, like, springing up on their feet. I saw some people went for their phones to record it, but some people seemed like they just didn't know what to do.
Right.
In the moment, they were just so excited it was happening. There was kind of this murmuration, going through the crowd almost of is it happening? Is he coming in? The Sixers bench, being so stoked on it.
Yeah.
Maxey was so excited. Edgecombe was
secret MVP of the whole thing, Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
I cannot stand how likable he is. It really annoys me.
Yeah. I mean, even Nick Nurse seemed very happy for a brief moment in time. No, it was really beautiful. It was very lovely that he could have a moment like that. I mean, I to a degree, I feel like there's certain things that guys say that are just sort of habitual,
sure.
Best crowd in Toronto is the best crowd in the league, but best crowd in the league. But when he was said something like top, it was like a top moment in his career. A part of me was like, is that automatic? But I was thinking more about it. And I think there's probably some truth to it.
Yeah.
especially given, of course, like the history. But I think if he is reaching the tail end of his career, then his mind is more on like, what does a final homecoming look like? Will it feel like this? Anyway, it was very nice. And who I would like to see.
Yeah. Let's go through our like let's say there's limited space. The Raptors have sold a bunch of places for club seats, and so there's only so much space they can allow for alumni to come and hang out during Kyle's celebration. You get 5 names who can be there, Katie. I assume DeMar is one.
Yeah.
How are we feeling in the rest of the 4 here?
DeMar, Amir.
Yeah.
I would include, this might be a bit dicey for Raptors fans, but I like feels kind of essential for Kyle because they're such good friends, but Rudy Gay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kind of, right?
It'd be weird for Rudy Gay a little bit, sort of basking in the celebration of the stuff he wasn't privy to because he got traded before it all happened. But I mean, he's his pal. Yeah.
And I feel like kind of on the franchise borderline, like I know they're friends now, but like, and for a little while he's kind of in his shadow, but I think it fits into the franchise history. But I would think Vince would be there too. And then my wild, I was gonna say Psycho T, but I don't think. I actually think it's probably has to be like a Terrence Ross, or I'm trying to think of like more of the core. Or oh my God, Valanciunas. I might have to kick Rudy Gay out for Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah,
it's tough to pair. It's tough to pare down that core of those teams. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because I'm just like, bring them all back.
Yeah.
I mean, I pick 5. They very well
probably
might
have more room, just for like time purposes on the show and for the fun of the exercise.
True.
They have limited space for alumni. But yeah, I bet all of these guys will probably be there. Maybe I don't know if Psycho T will be there, but that'd be fun.
He won't.
I would just like the 5 guys to be all of the big men he got paid over his career. So like Bismack Biyombo is there. I don't know if he got really paid, but Bebe had his best moments playing with Kyle Lowry, so he should be there. Trying to think of other big men he got paid. Maybe there wasn't that many. Serge Ibaka, he found his best moments playing with Kyle Lowry.
It's funny, my mind
went a delight. Yeah,
past the championship roster. It did. I skipped them all. I didn't even say them.
Well, that's the thing is like, in particular, I mean, the sort of like Pascal, Fred, OG, Norm crew. I feel like you can only pick one if we have 5 spots available because DeMar is going to have one. Again, Bismack and Bebe both have to be there. This is the rules. And if you were going to have like one other guy who wasn't on the championship team, it does feel like it's very much down to one of his former beloveds in this sort of shadow core. Who would it be? Maybe Pascal or Fred? Fred's not a bad one. It's
probably Pascal or Fred.
Yeah.
But then that feels, then you're like, well, OG has to be there.
Right. Yeah. It's maybe you do it against the Knicks one night, and so OG's there, just not occupying this apparently.
Thank God,
limited space in the back rooms of
and more seats than we do in this imaginary exercise.
Yeah. It would be kind of insane if they only had 5 guys at Kyle's retirement.
They're like, well, we listened to the episodes, so that's what we're going with.
Amir is a good call too. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame. You gotta just get rid of your faves, I guess. And so, my final 5, I guess, will go DeMar, Amir, Bebe, Bismack, and Pascal, and we're good and all set. Sorry, Serge. Next question here comes from Loquacious Drew, who's stirring things up. Mailbag question for Katie: how'd you become so awesome, and why do you choose to slum it on the Locked On Raptors podcast? Also, actual mailbag question based on the Lowry ovation: who are the most beloved Raptors of all time? First question, why do you slum it here, Katie? Tell me about this.
This is history. I feel it feels weird not to. Do you know what I mean? It's like
it feels weird. It's history to be on this podcast with me.
Yeah,
I'm honored.
I've been on it so long.
So you're saying
maybe
inertia's very powerful, and that's why you're here. I appreciate it.
No, and it's like to be sincere, it is one of the only places I now talk about the Raptors regularly.
Sure. Yeah.
I have to guard that stuff when I do it on NBA TV because they're like, you're a homer. Sometimes yes.
The door
You know?
will always be open for you to homer it up here, Katie.
And I don't really write about the Raptors so much anymore. So this is
Does
it. This is my
anybody?
safe space. Does anybody? Oh.
It's a grim scene. More people should be paid to write about the Toronto Raptors. I
mean,
think.
people are talking about the Raptors, I will say. You
Yeah,
know, they're getting
yeah.
chatted about on like
They are.
bigger podcasts or whatever.
Mostly in
Anyway.
the vein of, they're fun, but like they're not as good as the other East teams.
No one
right?
seems to understand them. Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
they're still an anomaly in the sense of like, wait, why are we talking about them? I will
mhm.
shout out my friend, my pal Rob Mahoney, because he
Mm-hmm.
said the other day they were too good a team to really be messing around in Anthony Davis at all trades scenarios.
Ooh, we will. That's a tease ahead to a question coming up later in the mailbag, Katie.
Yes.
We might have already just kind of accidentally did this listing off a bunch of dudes who will be at Kyle's ceremony, but do you have like rapid fire your most beloved Raptors? I think for me, I have like my top 5 pretty solidified. Like it's Kyle, it's Serge, it's Terrence Ross, baby. It's Pascal.
That's your most beloved.
Yeah. No, 100. It's a personal. I'm taking the question as a personal question.
Okay.
Even if it wasn't intended that way. I got Pascal Siakam in there, and then probably DeMar. Honestly, he's a pretty beloved guy. He was pretty awesome for a long time. What do you got?
Kyle, DeMar, Amir. It's tough. Like Mark, I think.
God, Marc Gasol.
Yeah, it was like such a small time. But I think there's such a sincerity to Marc Gasol as a person, but also his tenure.
Yeah.
And then
my favorite video on my phone, non-new baby division, is at the parade doing the noodle arms while hammered on the bus. It's like I watch it all the time. It's great.
Dude. Yeah. Mark at the parade was a joy. Seeing him like in person at the parade was a joy. This is like aside from Kyle, because I haven't said Kyle.
Yeah, I mean Kyle's I think is implied, but
did I say Vince?
You didn't say Vince,
Okay,
but he's a mercurial guy. It's
But this is like part of my Raptors lore, but like I was at the game that like the tide finally turned for Vince Carter, the Grizzlies game where everyone booed him to start, and then you could just see the chant change. It was like a wave.
Like, our heart's not in this anymore.
It reversed.
We're good now.
And someone decided to cheer, and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we can forgive you." Right in this moment, he cried. I cried. It was great. I've never been. I think like those things are sort of rare to witness in person.
Totally. Yeah.
Anyway, and Vince. And then I made him cry once too. It's full circle.
Katie, you should have like a list of all the NBA players you've made cry. I think that would be a good just sort of like a little widget on the Basketball Feelings website of another one down. I got Anthony Edwards today, or whatever. We'll come back to the side, Katie. We got more mailbag questions. We're gonna pivot into trade stuff because that's what the freaks want to hear about. We'll do that coming up in just 1 second. Today's show is brought to you by DoorDash, and this season's heating up. We're already halfway through, and DoorDash is a way to keep fans in their bag the whole way through the season. Whether you're watching highlights, the tunnel fits, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes the entire season more fun because every player has their bag. With DoorDash, fans have one too. DoorDash keeps your snacks stocked, your gear fresh, and your watch party vibes absolutely on point. There are nights when your team stresses you out. The Toronto Raptors play a lot of close games, a lot of one-point games these days, but you can let DoorDash become your post-game therapy. Sometimes you just need dessert now. I'd like to order a little Dairy Queen Blizzard or maybe a slice of cheesecake from a local place that has Cheesecake Factory stock. It's lovely. And those late-night interviews, of course, they hit, and suddenly you need chips at midnight. DoorDash is built for exactly that. If you're a little snacking goblin like I am, DoorDash, it's the wonderful thing to use to get them late night snacks. In the group chat, maybe they're saying, hey, pull up, you can come or hang out or whatever on a Friday night, and you want to bring some stuff over when you're going to hang out with some friends, watch basketball. DoorDash can help you do that as well. From tip-off to overtime, stay in your bag and order on DoorDash. Get snacks, drinks, gear, whatever gets you through the season, delivered right to your door. DoorDash in your bag all season long. Back at it here with Katie Heindl as we continue to dig into the mailbag here on a Friday. And yes, we now have to go and talk about trade stuff because we are 3 weeks from the deadline and it's all anyone can think about. Any little morsel that comes out from any insider or non-insider, it just simply has to be turned into content, baby. And so we're going to do that. We have questions from the listeners about trade stuff. This one comes from Stago asking, factoring in everything, asset cost, contract, actual fit on the team, vibes, chemistry, forced extension, etc., would you go after Anthony Davis or Domantas Sabonis? This seems like an either or, but we can also say neither or if we want. So we'll start with, if you had to choose one, Katie, who you got, Anthony Davis or Domantas Sabonis?
They've done well with the kind of Eastern European type. This is tough. Like, not, I mean, the true answer is neither.
Yeah, it's bleh. No, thank you. Yeah,
I'm really sorry, Sean. I know it's going to upset you. I feel like vibes wise right now, the team is a better fit for Anthony Davis.
I agree. Look,
it feels like Anthony a safe place where he could. It just feels like a nice place for him, given his life. I mean, I guess his career, honestly, this man's been gaslit a lot, so it feels like a place where he would both be instantly like beloved and just like geeked out at, by the fans.
Yes, but also this fan base.
I'm not saying they're not going to turn on him.
Yeah, just the second he misses a game, right now it's like an open. We have a question.
You know what? No, I will give Raptors fans more credit just because of first Kawhi and then Brandon Ingram, and like you and I have talked about this, and this is why I feel like we're past the era of like I can fix him, Raptors, but maybe not for McKechnie, but like McKechnie has fixed those people, and I think there's also been a lot of patience from the fan base as they got well, because there's sort of an understanding that. I mean, it takes time to get well, and we're going to do it for the best of our ability so that they're not sitting out all the time. So I would say at first there would probably be some patience baked in. Again, I don't know how long that lasts, but
I mean, based on like Jakob Poeltl right now being like the least popular man in the Raptors sphere simply because he's got a sore back, which has nothing to do with his own.
If you've ever, we're aging ourselves, but it's like if you've ever dinged your back up, like you have utmost sympathy and empathy for Poeltl right now.
Yeah,
you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
No,
you can't even
it's the absolute worst. Yeah. But like, I don't know, this fan base does like to do the thing where it's like, oh, injured equals bad. Like this happened last year with Emmanuel Quickly, where he missed the first half of the season. Everyone's like, he's been bad this year. It's like, no, he just hasn't played. Like there's a distinction there. But I think AD is just like the better player, probably the better fit too. Sabonis, never really been my cup of tea as a player. Had some cool moments on those cool light the beam teams, but it's kind of
welcome to hell, Domas. Good sign.
Yeah.
One of the all-time signs I've ever seen.
One of the all-time signs. But yeah, just like not a very good defensive player. Maybe kind of overlaps with Scottie on offense. Like it just doesn't really feel like. And he's hurt too, right? And so if you're gonna gamble on a guy who's hurt and maybe not an ideal fit, AD's probably the one. But yeah, I'm just like a stay away on both. Like they're not in a position where they're desperate, Katie.
Yeah.
If they were 17 and 25 and things were spiraling out of control and it was like, gotta save the job now. If you're Bobby Webster, like, sure, maybe you talk yourself into something crazy like this as a last ditch Hail Mary, but they can totally reasonably run it forward as a team that's probably going to win close to 50 games. See what they can do in the summer to upgrade. And if they can't, then you're a team that can win 50 games, even with your imperfections and your starting center missing half the season or more. And you can go into next year and say, all right, we're just going to like keep being good and then wait for an opportunity to come along. It's, I don't think it's super dire. It's nowhere near the sort of must make a deal sort of vibe that I feel like some of those in particular the Locked On Raptors Discord are emanating. Another question here.
Last thing, they're just like they're not in a scrounging position, right? Which is kind of what you said with the record, but it also just feels like the general sense of the front office. There's no pressure to make a move. There's no rush, which is it's like an position to be in league.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Like, I know there's like some reporting from like the Mark Steins of the world suggesting there is pressure to win or whatever. I think that was obvious and has been the case all year. Like, they had to win this year for things to kind of stay on the track, but they are. And so it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of this is a little overstated. The next question regarding trade stuff is directed at me, someone who has been rather anti-LaMelo Ball over the years and still am.
Dude, I'm with you.
Ben Chapman asks, has your anti-LaMelo stance softened at all?
No.
He's been playing very well lately. Give him credit. The Hornets look good. Is it more that Con Knipple and Brandon Miller are good? Maybe. Look, LaMelo has like objectively been a very good offensive player this season after a really rough start. The Hornets offense is very good when he's on the floor. I just like, I don't want to watch LaMelo Ball play for the basketball team I like, Katie, and this is still true. My sort of anti-LaMelo stance has never been about his offensive fit or the fact that he's a more talented player than Emmanuel Quickly if you were to upgrade that spot. Like, that's objectively true, but doesn't play defense, health stuff, weird vibe stuff. I'm just like, I'm good. Like, I'm all set, Katie, on the LaMelo Ball thing, even if I can acknowledge that the way he has played of late, the last 3 weeks or whatever, has been maybe the high watermark of his entire career. So congrats to him for that. I am not sitting here banking on that continuing. And I continue to be the largest LaMelo Ball hater on the internet. All the 11-year-olds will be mad at me over it because apparently he's just the best player in the world if you're under 13. I don't know, Katie, any thoughts on this one?
No, man, I'm with you. Yeah, the team would like instantly be a lot more popular amongst Gen Alpha.
Yeah, I mean, it would. Yeah, the podcast would just pop off, or at least our YouTube shorts. Maybe not the full episode.
The ratings would be sick, but they'd be like, "Who are these washed freaks talking about sore backs?"
Yeah. Why has the average view duration gone down to 30 seconds on the show?
So maybe not great in the long term, which I also think LaMelo Ball would be a similar situation for the team. He's just it just doesn't, he doesn't fit with the way that they play. Also,
yeah, he likes to hold the ball a lot.
The ball needs to be in his hand, and I think right now the Raptors are probably the most like democratically offensive they've been in seasons.
Yeah,
you know,
right
even like probably since they drafted Scottie Barnes, who I think used to be more in the sense like of needing the ball in his hand at all times. So and I like it. It's, to me, it's much more fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's a much more durable team that way.
Yeah.
So,
and like again, none of this is to say that if you can find an upgrade for Emmanuel Quickly out there at some point, like it's probably something you should look at, but it doesn't just have to be the first Tom, Dick, or Harry who becomes available. And also, if LaMelo Ball is playing this well, the Hornets will simply just not trade him and keep him and roll with the Con Knipple LaMelo Ball experience and have the worst defense and the best offense, and that'll be their life. We'll come back on the other side, Katie, rattle off a few more mailbag questions, including one regarding Jakob Poeltl's back and the redemptive arc we would maybe like to see him go on, as it's been a bit of a lost season for him so far. We'll do that coming up in just 1 second here. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel, and look, it's Friday night, which means NBA Happy Hour is happening tonight, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the app. And Fridays have already feel different during the season. It's the end of the week. You're relaxing. There's all kinds of good games on Friday nights. FanDuel's making them even better with Happy Hour, as fans have a all new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. It's your official pregame, a limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Again, to become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour brings something new. Boosts, bonuses, surprises. It's easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before the window closes. The timing is perfect. Right before the games, right before the weekend starts. It adds extra energy to Friday night basketball without overthinking it. Maybe you want to take the over on points for a certain player in a game that the Toronto Raptors may be playing on Friday. They play the Clippers tonight, right? Maybe you want to throw some money down on the Raptors to beat the Clippers on the money line, or you want to throw some money down on Kawhi Leonard taking the over because he's been red hot back in the city where he won a championship. Maybe you want to take the under on Kawhi Leonard because Scottie Barnes and Colin Murray-Boyles are just going to lock him up. Either way, you can make all those picks and hunches and follow your hunches over at FanDuel. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app. See what's dropping in NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Wrapping up the mailbag here on a Friday with Katie Heindl. Just a reminder, couple of housekeeping notes. First off, the Locked On Raptors Everydayer Club. You can subscribe right now. It is $5 a month, $50 for the year. You get ad-free episodes of the show every single day. It's very cool. You also got access to a Locked On Discord, which is separate from the Locked On Raptors Discord. That's staying the same. The Locked On Discord is just listeners of Locked On shows from across the world talking sports. It's really fun. I think it's going to be a great thing during the Olympics when hockey's happening, and you can do some gentle jabs with our compatriots to the south. It's going to be tons of fun, and we'd love to see you over there signing up. $5 a month, $50 for the year. Also, a reminder, on Sunday it is the launch of the Locked On Raptors postcast with Zulfi Sheikh and Dwayne Notice. It's going to be tons of fun. After every single Raptors game, Zulfi and Dwayne are going live for 15-20 minutes talking about the action with immediate response live on the NBA channel. And then, of course, this show will stay, or Locked On Raptors channel, that is. And this show will stay the same. We'll be back, throughout the day, every day, 5 days a week, sort of adding to the postcast and the reaction to those games. A little longer, of course. We go 30 minutes on the show. It's all great. It's all, nothing's changing with this show. It's just more fun stuff for you to peruse with a couple good dudes and Zulfi and Dwayne. Can't wait for that. All right, Katie, mailbag. This question here, we're diving into Raptors history. Big time here today, Katie. This one from Matt T asking, Scottie Barnes is currently 9th in Raptors all-time scoring. Where do you think Scottie ends up among the all-time scoring leaders? Looking at it right now, just ahead of him, Fred VanVleet, probably getting past this year. He's about 450 points behind Fred, so I would guess that's going to happen at some point by the end of the season, the way Scottie's playing. And then after that, you got Morris Peterson, Andrea Bargnani, probably both food next year. And then you get up into the top 5, Siakam, Carter, Bosh, Lowry, DeRozan in reverse order. Just like if he plays out this contract, Katie, and gets to the end of year 9, at the very least, I think he's definitely second at this rate behind DeMar, ahead of Kyle.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's an outside chance he really kind of pops off and is threatening DeMar by the end of the contract. And if he signs another contract, I think no doubt he's going to go down as number 1. It's sort of broader speaking here, Katie, like the Scottie Barnes experience this year, a total delight, right?
Yeah, it is. I wouldn't have said like I was never a Scottie Barnes hater, but I was like reluctant because I just I knew there had to be something else to his game, right? And that's like the thing I harped on the most. And maturation was a big part of that. But I think with how well-rounded he's played and how willing he's been to shoulder, a new role this season, but also how naturally it feels. Yeah, it does feel like a real pleasure to watch. For the question, I think that's just a case of longevity. Right? Yeah, totally. How long he stays, and the rest of it does feel fairly inevitable that he'll catch those guys. Tomorrow will be tough, but again, if he resigns, probably.
Yeah, if you get 13 years of Scottie Barnes in Toronto, which are we still playing organized sports by the end of that? Who knows?
I mean, that's like a testament very quickly. That's a testament to the NBA, right? And how quickly the game is changing. We do talk about this all the time, but I think that's such a succinct example of the way Scottie Barnes plays basketball. He just scores at a higher clip than DeMar because they play a different way because of what the game demands of them, right? And that hasn't been that. DeMar's still in the league, but that hasn't been that long of a time since DeMar set those records in Toronto. They're completely different offensive engines.
Yeah, and DeMar didn't quite have the prolific first couple of years. It kind of took him a while to kind of get his feet in the league as a scorer, and Scottie just kind of walked in and was like, all right, I average 15 a game now. So we kind of padded those stats early on too. We got one more question here, Katie. This one comes from Nico. Continuing, I think, a 3 mailbag run of getting Lord of the Rings related questions. Which current Raptor would you trust the most to destroy the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom? Who would make up the Fellowship?
It's a good question. You know what? Sorry, haters. It's Jakob Poeltl. He's going to destroy it.
He's too big. He's not going to be able to stealthily maneuver through the wilds of Middle Earth.
Well, then you're it's Shed? Because I could also see Shed, I guess,
Shed,
on the other end of that spectrum.
I was going to say Jamal Shed with Jacoby Walter as his Sam,
Definitely a less annoying Sam and Frodo pairing for me. Might bring me back to those guys. Yeah, I think okay. If you're thinking about size, if
Mhm.
you're thinking about the anatomicness of it, yeah, it's probably Shed.
Mhm.
I think everyone else would have they'd have designs on it.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
100%. Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
have career aspirations that
Yeah.
they'd want from it.
Yeah, Houston University is basically the Shire, where you're sheltered from, the wants and needs of the rest of the world, and thus stealing up your resistance to the temptation of the ring. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the fellowship goes, I feel like Scottie's your Aragorn. It seems pretty easy. I feel like Colin Murray Boyles is like a shorter, stockier man, usually battling up against larger dudes from his position. Gives off very real Gimli energy. And then, I guess Brandon Ingram with like the mid-range jumper. Is that like the Legolas sort of stand-in? I mean, Grady Dick has the most elven look of anyone on the team, but
No, Grady's what's his name?
Yeah.
Grady's the son who gets banished and rides around. Who's that?
Faramir?
Is he not
Maybe?
the?
Oh, are you talking Aomer for the Riders of the Rohirrim? Yeah.
That's
Okay,
Grady.
yeah. There you go. Well, I feel like I want to trust the.
There's like a real
Battle of Helm's
dejection
Deep.
to Grady this season that to me matches well with that character, unfortunately.
Do you trust him to arrive on the first light of the 5th day and save Helm's Deep? I don't know if I do.
Who's Gandalf? Is it
Gandalf?
Garrett?
Is it Darko?
No,
Garrett. Yeah,
it's probably Garrett.
It could be Garrett Temple. Yeah, it's Garrett Temple.
Yeah.
Similarly aged. I think Gandalf's like 3,000 years old canonically or something like that. Basically the same. Just like Gandalf's not riding the bench. That dude is pretty essential to things, and so it's a little.
He's keeping it all together.
It's true,
and I think Garrett still does that.
Yeah, I guess in the sort of in the backroom stuff, he's more prominent than he is on the court, which that's fine.
Dude, Gandalf barely uses magic in those movies. I mean, any minute now, dude, we could really use a sick spell. You could help us out. And he's like, I don't ever heard of magic. I don't know.
Oh, well, Katie, I feel who's the Boromir of the Toronto Raptors before we wrap up, I guess, is the
which one's Boromir again?
Dies heroically defending the hobbits after trying to steal the ring from Frodo.
Oh, it's Ned Stark. I was like, this rewatch, I was like, oh, it's Ned Stark. I never realized that. Like this poor guy.
Yeah, no, that's Sean Bean's whole thing is dying tragically.
Getting cut down.
Yeah.
That's tough because it's like who has treacherous tendencies.
Right. Yeah. Right? But like also a heroic upside.
Woof.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the roster.
We'll have to do another one.
No, I'm pulling up the roster. I'm getting this in. It might be. Oh, I was gonna say quickly, but it might be Ochai.
Ochai is Boromir. Yeah, I mean, is him getting traded at the deadline to get the team out of the tax the equivalent of him dying
or is it
the Hobbits?
To fit the narrative that some people have, is it Pirtle?
It could be Pirtle.
Yeah.
He his back had to be slain by the Uruk-hai in order for the Hobbits, aka Colin Murray Boyles, to live. I don't know. Colin Murray Boyles is Gimli. The comparisons are getting strained.
Yeah.
We might need
we need a character chart.
We need a full episode on this at some point, Katie.
We could make a character chart and you could drop it in the Discord. That's great bonus content.
Yeah, please. Yeah. If you in the Discord want to, give us your own thoughts or in the comments or whatever, please do. Wow, Katie, that was a end of the show on Friday ass question. We're gonna leave it there.
You gotta give the people what they want. They asked.
They did ask. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for sending the questions, those in the Discord. And thank you, Katie, as always, for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you on the pod. Anything you want to promote for the good people out there?
I'll be on NBA TV this Sunday, and you should subscribe to Basketball Feelings. I have a very special guest coming next week who has actually been involved in everything that's happening in Minneapolis. Not with the Bulls, but in the streets.
Yes. Well, that's I'm looking forward to that. And everyone should go subscribe to Basketball Feelings and give Katie money and support the best basketball writing there is on the internet. Yeah, I said it. I'm not going to take it back because it's true. That's going to do it. Follow, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend, sign up for the Everydayer Club. $5 a month, $50 for the year. Gets you ad-free episodes of the show, plus access to the Locked On Discord, plus some other perks. It's great. Come hang out. Join our Discord. It's free. Link in the description of the podcast. Love to see you there. And we will talk to you again on Monday as we talk about the Raptors taking on the Clippers at home and then the Lakers on the road in a strange bit of scheduling. Very LA forward Monday on the podcast to look forward to. Plus the postcast with Zolfi and Dwayne going Sunday night right after the game. So be sure to tune in the wee hours after that one. It'll be great stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.